But if you close your eyes,
hello awesome people, welcome back to Airport CEO. It's gonna be the last few episodes of the season number 3 because we're gonna start the season number 4 very soon as the update is coming out with all the cool stuff, the new multi-level terminals and the new runways and all the other stuff that is gonna be part of that update. We're gonna start a new season. I'm very hyped for that, but first we have to do some more stuff. Like I already explained in the last few episodes, each episode from now on is sort of an episode with a sort of a goal to do something, to make something a little bit prettier, to make stuff better, or to just fill up some space until we sorry until we actually get to the point where we have the new update and we can start a new season. Now, I have a few questions I'm gonna ask in this episode. I'm not gonna ask them all right now, but there are some cool questions I hope you guys might enjoy. We're gonna start off where we left off last time. So basically, last episode we made this scanning area for the baggage carousel on this side. Now, this is one. A lot of you guys said that this is sort of the only way it really works right now in game because of the lack of some features and basically. What's happening is, I'm actually trying to look if this guy sends anything back that's going through the generic scanner. I'm trying to do some little experiments here. If this guy doesn't send anything back, then apparently this is 100% foolproof in game, and the generic scanner should always pick it up if it's good or not. So then this one is not needed anymore. If this one is always, you know, picking it up if it's bad luggage or good luggage. So I'm trying to keep an eye on that, but. Volker Weers also mentioned that he used a system, and he actually experimented with this system that I built over here, and the system of his own, and he said that he had, I think it was 50% less baggage destroyed in his system than in this system, based on one thing. He did one thing differently from what we did here, which was he disconnected these things. So basically what happens is they go through all the scanners. No, he did not disconnect these. He put this one over here. That's basically what he did. So I'm gonna try that and see if I like that. So we're gonna pause the game, otherwise this is gonna be totally useless. We're gonna try this out, and then I will explain why he did this, because I can understand that some people might think, well, why would you do that? But that's the thing here. So basically, what we need to be doing is we need to. Okay, if we put it over here, this is gonna look a little bit weird because also this is not gone yet because we have paused the game now. But if we put it over there, what will happen is what type of... I think we need an overground here. Needs to go in, and then it needs to go up. So we do this, and basically what happens over here is it needs to go in here. Right? Or am I making a mistake right now? I'm not sure. Let's check it out. So if we do the overground, no, we should unpause this and then check it out. Yeah, so it's fixed now. So basically, what Volker Weers did was, it's kind of sort of the same idea, but there's one vital difference, which is this one. So basically, it gets scanned. If it's good, it's good. It just continues on to the service way. Now he didn't use this one, and once again, I just used this one. Let's actually keep the game playing while we do this. I used this one as a sort of an experiment to check out if this actually works, if this actually will send back some bags or not. If it doesn't, then this is totally useless, and we can just delete it and make it into a normal conveyor belt. And that's sort of what I'm thinking right now. So. Basically, that's that. Now, the other thing is, what Volker Weers did is, my idea was to put it through all these scanners, and then at the end have the manual scanner control. And if anything is saying, okay, it's a positive, this bag needs to be destroyed because there's explosives in it, because there's money in it. It doesn't matter what is in there. If one of these things is in there, it's illegal and it should be destroyed, right? That was my idea. And if this generic scanner says, well, there's something in here that isn't supposed to be in here, and it goes through here, let's actually follow these. So, okay, it gets sent over here. Okay, so you see this bag? This bag actually was scanned for explosives. I think it was this one. Explosives. Went into the manual security station. We don't have a guy standing over there. That might be a problem. I'm gonna delete this one and make sure that we always have a security guard at the other one because that's kind of important. Overground. I'm pretty safe with saying that this is actually fine. So I'm gonna do it like this. But we need a security guard over here. But actually, that one bag got scanned and got sent to the cargo annihilator. It was one bag that was scanned for one of these things, went into the manual scanning station. One guy looked at it, said, okay, well, this is true, and it should go to the cargo annihilator and get destroyed. But one of the other bags actually went back into the normal thing and actually goes into the plane. So there are two things here. There are two options here that could happen. One, this works. This works fine. This works perfectly, and is better than the system I designed before. But two, if you're going to look at this realistically, and that is where you need to know some stats of the game, some code of the game, is how trustworthy is this machine? Is a manual scan always going to pick up everything that's in there and can actually say 100% certain that stuff that's in there, you know, doesn't need to be in there, or there's no stuff in there that's illegal, so you can send it back? Because if that's the case, and if you know that, if that's the case, then you actually don't need any of these scanners. That's the horrible thing. That's the horrible truth here. Because then you only use the generic scanner. The generic scanner says, okay, well, there's something in there that isn't supposed to be in there, and it sends it back, and then you don't need these scanners. You just put it into the manual scanner, and the manual scanner will always sort out what's in there. But there's also another possibility, which is that these scanners contribute to the success of this manual scanner. So basically what I mean by that is, okay, it gets scanned, so there's something in there there might be something in there that's not supposed to be in there. So if it gets scanned for explosives or weapons or whatever, that will actually help this scanner to find the stuff that should be in there. That's another possibility that the game works. Now, I'm not saying this is realistic or whatever, and I don't know how this works. This is how the game could work. And if that's the case, then you have to keep that in mind. But again, I do not know that, and I sincerely doubt that any player would know that at this point. The devs should know it because they have designed this entire system, so they should know what the triggers are for luggage getting into this, getting sort of confirmed as bad luggage. So yeah, that's basically what I've been thinking about, but we're gonna try it for now in this way. So basically we have the scanner, we have all these things, and it will just go through all these things. So basically if it doesn't, get scanned by one of these, does get confirmed as it has something that's not supposed to be in there, we'll just put it through. But seeing this, there might be another problem with this, because the fact that less luggage gets destroyed is good if the luggage comes over here and it gets sent back because apparently there's nothing in it and it was a mistake by the scanners. That could be the reason. The other reason could be that there really is something in the luggage and goes through all these scanners, and these scanners don't pick up on something, and you don't have a manual scanning station over here. So that could be another thing that should be tested. I'm not going to do this, however, and I think we've talked enough about the baggage system. It's just really complicated in the game. I hope they find a way of making it at least a little bit easier, but it also needs to be realistic because they want to be a simulator. So it's good to think about all this stuff and to see what happens when you do so. So basically that was what I wanted to talk about. What we're going to do today is we're going to build some toilets and stuff like that in this area just to fill it up a bit. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm actually going to talk to you guys, because One, for the new season, I have been thinking about having, including mods into the actual thing that we're doing here. So, and if we have mods, what that means, if we have mods, what that means is that we have a way of, making the game more interesting, but it also could help, because what is lacking for this airport right now, and I can show you this if we go over here. Just pause the game for a sec so it goes a little bit faster. Like this, we have a restaurant here. Okay, it still has a contract. Wait, where was it? I have one. Yeah, this one. So this one has doesn't have a contract. We can give it a contract now, because since I've seen this, the new, we have a lot of businesses getting out of contract. But basically, what will happen is if you have too many small shops, you don't have any contracts to give it to them. Basically, because I'm misclicking all over the place. But basically, because why isn't it showing anything? Why isn't it showing that we can actually have this? Okay, well, let's go for, we can't sign this. Oh. So we could go for all of these, but not for that. Okay, let's make it into a cafe. But basically, you will run out of the smaller contracts very soon. And what happens then is that you can build shops or restaurants, but you don't have any contracts for them. So they're just going to sit there. And yeah, it's going to look better because it's filled up, but if it's empty because nobody can come in because there's just no contract, that's just bad. And that's the thing they really should... they should put more contracts for those type of things in the game, because this is the way of... this is one of the better ways to fill up your airport. Building shops, building restaurants, all that kind of stuff. Because there is something happening there. It's not just an empty spot with seats like this, for instance. You need that type of stuff. So there are some mods that add shops and stuff like that into the game, and I'm very, very tempted to do that in the next season, just so that we have more options when we are actually going into the actual, shop building and stuff, so that we can build a nice big airport. Okay, we have to put this down first, apparently. So we can actually build a nice big airport whilst having the things that we need to actually do that. That's basically what I'm after. Let's put the sinks in. Why are you in the bathroom? The bathroom isn't even opened yet, dude. That's a sink. We don't need a sink. Why are you in the bathroom? It's not open. I don't understand this. They're already using the bathroom whilst it's not open. So basically, I think that's female? I can't remember, man. I'm really bad at these signs, so sorry for that. It seems to be that this is male. Okay, wait. We have to... No, this is also a male. What? This is weird. Well, just leave it like that. We're gonna find out. So that's one thing that I wanted to do. The other thing I wanted to talk about is not only the mods, because there's mods in game that we can do easily get into the new season. If you have any cool mods that you want me to play with, then feel free to suggest them in the Discord or in the comment section. I will definitely take a look at them, see if they fit what I think I want to do with the next season, and then I will make a choice about using them or not. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is we've been playing this season for quite a bit, and a lot of new viewers came in, and a lot of the older subscribers love the season, and this has been one of the bigger projects I've done on the channel, but also just in Airport CEO, of course. And basically, what I wanted to ask you guys is if anyone here would enjoy taking this save into a new thing. So basically, do you want to, if I would upload this save to the Steam Workshop, would you download it? Because, do you want to play with it? Do you want to, fix the mistakes I made, or do you want to give it another twist, or do you want to finish it? I would be interested to actually put it on the Steam Workshop, the save if people want to play with the save and if people want to do other stuff. And if you do, then that's awesome, and I would love to see what you guys make of it, because that's the thing. It is not finished yet, but we have to go into another season at some point because of all the updates. And it's also, I mean, it's time to go into a new season at some point when you're on a YouTube channel, and I think that this is, you know, the move now to do when the new update comes out. Basically, that's what I've been thinking about. That's what sort of the idea is. But if you guys want to continue this airport, that's totally possible now that the Steam Workshop is here. You just have to let me know, and I can upload it to the Steam Workshop. So let me know in the comments or in the Discord or whatever if you want to play it. If you want to take a look at it, it's also fine. I can also always upload it to the Steam Workshop. So you just feel free to, you know, to say that, and I will do that. So you can actually do that. But if you do, and if you actually go and play the save, and if you change stuff, then I would be, you know, really, it would be very cool to see what you guys do with that save. So that's just a heads up here. Let's just turn it around, and it's gonna be sure. That's totally fine. And then we have some. That's a bit too big. So whilst I've been talking, I've just been basically just been filling up this spot a little bit. I'm gonna do this a little bit different. We're gonna do this like this because I felt that it needed some more things here. So the shop. What was the actual shop stuff? Okay, what's the sort of the light wooden color? We have to change that too, just to make sure that we have. Okay. I didn't actually have to make that white. Let's sign a contract. So we could sign a... Okay, we don't... This is what I'm talking about. We're out of contracts. And this was a great place for just a simple shop. But we're out of contracts, so we need to wait and we need to redistribute our contracts in another manner. But that's basically, you know, the problem I have right now. That if you build a bigger airport, you're going to run out of things. Because you have to imagine that we still have this entire port to fill up. And there's going to be some shops, there's going to be some restaurants, and we don't have enough, you know, spots to fill with the contracts that we have right now. So that's a thing that you always have to keep in mind whilst building a bigger airport, and that's a thing I'm sort of. It's a bump in the road, if you know what I mean. It's a bump in the road because it looks a little bit better because it's filled up now, this spot, but you really want to have a real shop that's opened up where people can actually enter, just like the bathrooms. You know, these weren't open, but they just enter. You know, it's even if they enter, it's good enough. But they don't do that in shops or restaurants if it's not open, if there's no contract available. And there are contracts available, just not the type of contract that we need. And especially, I think that there should be a lot more smaller contracts, because that's basically what you can use to fill up the airport. Smaller spaces could be used to just put some walls around it and make it into a little shop. I mean, that's really easy to do, and it really gives that better idea of, you know, that it's an airfield and not just an open space, an open block where your passengers go through. So that's one of the things that really I miss at this point. But yeah, like I said, mods can probably fix that, so I'm gonna definitely use some mods and try that out in the next season. I know I've been talking a lot and not really been doing a lot in this episode. That's because I felt it was needed to explain this stuff to you guys, and of course we needed to take a look at the scanning system, because the scanning system is just basically one of the things in the game that is the most complicated to do, and is as you can see, there's a guy now, and he's actually sending some bags through the Annihilator. Let's actually see what's in here. Drugs, okay. It contains money. Now, apparently it's not illegal money. Maybe that's the thing. What does this contain? Explosives. Yeah, that should be annihilated. So you contain unknown. Oh, no, organics. There's organics in there. You have explosives in there. So there's still a lot of the baggage goes to the actual annihilator. As you can see, this one, money. So basically, maybe you can scan for stuff, but some of the stuff that you I can actually scan for is not illegal. Maybe that's why you should have this at the end. I think that is after a really small experiment, of course, because we only did this for like 5 minutes. I think that might be the reason. So now that there's nobody here, it's money. Okay, this is... Even... There's guns in there. Even with no security guard posted here, it will actually sort out the stuff. So... yeah. I think that, you know, this might be the right move. But to me, just for safety, I would add in another manual scanning station right here. Just for safety. Just to make sure that... before this line, so as an extra line after all these ones. If these ones don't find anything, then have a manual scanning station to make sure that there's nothing in there. And you know, if the manual scanning station says that there's something in there, apparently it's the last say, so you can send it. You could actually put it in here and just connect it right up to here, because you don't have to scan it manually twice at that point, I guess. But yeah, this system is going to be a really, really complicated system. A thing that I think a lot of new players to Airport CEO don't really get how this works. And I really feel that they should be trying to make this a little bit more accessible. Because you can do it if you just think logically and just, you know, you can even draw this out. I mean, the first time I made a scanning system, I actually draw it on a paper to, you know, to have a sort of a design for myself, to have an idea of what I was going to do, and to see the flaws in there. And even then, when I started making it in game, it was a problem, because, you know, it had flaws, and whilst I was building it, I saw that the flaws were there, and I needed to fix it right away. So that's basically, a lot of players seem to be, maybe scared is not the best word for it, but they seem to be anxious to build this, because it's just complicated, and if you don't really understand what everything does, and I think that at this point people understand what these type of things do, but you don't understand the priority of the things, because that's hidden in the code of the game. Only the developers will know how the system truly works and what you need to make it perfect. And for now, it doesn't really matter, because there's no real deficiencies. There's no real problems if you don't scan the baggage, and if you get some explosives in the plane, well, you know, the plane is not going to explode in the game, so there's not a problem. The only thing is that it's sort of a dignity thing. You want to have a good scanning system if you want to play the game correctly. So that's basically why you would have it at this point in the game. But yeah, this is going to be a thing we're going to talk about more and more in the future, and in the new season too. The goal for the new season is to get this up and running a little bit earlier on, so we actually have space to get more cargo bays and stuff like that. I know I had this to the end of the season, and the second season we did the same thing. Oh, look at our money going up, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I had the same thing in the second season. I tend to do this as one of the last things in the season. For the very same reason as I just told you guys. I mean, it's just a complicated system, and you really need to sit down, take your time to actually do this. But yeah, that's basically it. But I hope you guys still enjoyed the episode. Like I said, it's getting harder and harder to actually do a lot of cool stuff with the new season coming up. But I hope you guys still enjoy. Think about the mods that you want me to play with in the new season. Think about if you really want to save on the Steam Workshop, because I can easily upload it for you guys if you want to play with it, or if you want to fix some stuff, or if you want to do some experimenting yourself. That's totally honest. Or if you just want to have an example or just look at it or whatever in your own time, that's totally fine. So if you want that, then please leave a comment on the Discord or down here in the video. And as always, I've been Hipbone, you've been yourself. Thanks for being awesome, and thanks for watching.